Cottage Connections at Autumn Ridge, which is one of the American senior communities, has moved to a newer time. Joyce Johnson is here to tell us more. Let's talk first about what you guys do as far as insurance. You had said to me, and look, I have to, like, my eyes have just decided to not work anymore. So you can use some different kinds of insurances. This is what happens when you get old, and you have to. So you are gaining United Healthcare and a VA CCN contract. So tell me, outside of those insurance, what are some other insurances that you guys can file with?
Fortunately, American Senior, most of our communities, especially Autumn Ridge, we can file with any insurance. We have Anthem contracts, we have Humana's. That's included in the managed Medicare programs. The United Healthcare is not only through the AARP managed Medicare, but it's also a commercial. So there are employers that have that policy, as well as all aspects of Medicaid. We do take that in traditional Medicare as well.
And the great news is, for those of us who don't deal in that world every day like you guys do, when we have questions, when we're talking about moving ourselves or our loved ones into a community, you can walk us through that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Tell us, yes, this is going to work for you. No, this is not. Here's what you should do. Here's what you guys work in that world. We do not. And so you can help us navigate that. So let's talk about Cottage Connections. Tell us what Cottage Connections is.
Cottage Connection is essentially a support group for anyone who is caring for a loved one or just their loved one in general. They don't have to be the direct caregiver, but just understanding dementia, Alzheimer's, how to interact with those folks. Again, that's open to the community. We like for our families of our cottage residents to attend. But let's say your mother is now diagnosed with dementia and your daughter is struggling trying to understand why grandma's not the same. This is the perfect avenue to support all family members, all aspects of the caregivers, just to give them a good understanding of why things are different and how to now interact with them in a way that is comforting to you.
Now, you guys, the Cottage Connections, is it once a month that those happen?
Ours is once a month.
Okay.
It is the fourth Wednesday of the month, and the new time is 2:30. We had been conducting those at 5:30, and we thought maybe with the winter time, it's a little easier for folks to not be out driving with it being dark. So
I was just going to say, it's nighttime by then.
It is. So we're going to adjust it January and February, see if we don't reach a broader spectrum of folks. And obviously the feedback would be important too. But we think we're going to do a lot more involvement by changing it to 2:30.
And we've talked to some different American senior communities before about the Cottage Connections. You guys really kind of run the gamut. You talk about a lot of different things. You have different topics all the time, don't you?
Absolutely.
And am I correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. It's okay if you do. You really, that feedback is important for you on those topics too. You look for people to say, hey, here's something that is important to me as I'm dealing with my parent or my aunt, uncle, whatever, that's dealing with dementia. This is something I need to know about.
Absolutely. So let's say you come to one of our Cottage Connections and your question is something we didn't discuss, but now you've just given us another opportunity to have yet another one that houses just that particular subject matter. So it's great because you're helping feed us as much as we are helping feed you.
I remember before, some of them have been about nutrition and just a variety of other things. I think that you guys at American Senior Communities do some fascinating and great things when it comes to dealing with those are our loved ones who have dementia issues, things that are not necessarily medicine related, you know, the unique alternative therapies, and it just seems to be working so well. So if somebody's interested in Autumn Ridge, all they have to do is give you guys a call or stop out, right?
Absolutely. So you can reach us through our website, which is the asccare.com. You can call the facility at 260-563-8402. Be glad to answer any of your questions. Even if we're not the direct service line that your loved one may need right now, we can help kind of guide you on what steps to take.
Well, if you need that, it's better to start planning sooner rather than later. Give them a call today or check them out online, asccare.com. We'll be right back.